Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for the weeks covering April 30th through May the 13th, 2024. This is a reading if you are a Libra Sun, a Libra Moon, a Libra Rising, or have another significant Libra placement in your chart. If you're new to these readings and you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you are returning to this channel, welcome back. This is a reading that I do according to the 12 houses of astrology. The card positions are interpreted in terms of the meanings of those houses. The main deck that I use is the Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, and I clarify with the tarot deck, and this week I'm using what is brand new to me, the Light Visions Tarot, which is a beautiful deck that I'm very excited to be using. And we will follow up with a reading, like at least a card pull from the Essential Oil Oracle. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of these, and do leave me a comment if you so choose. Okay, so let's get to the let's get right to it, Libra. We're past Mercury retrograde. We're past a lot of these rather tumultuous aspects, we'll call them, that we've had probably since late March through roughly this past week. Now we're starting to see things clear up, and certainly by mid-May, I feel like the planetary influences are going to be a lot better for everybody. So we may still be recovering from different changes or different revelations that may have occurred during this time period for us. But let's start with your first house, which is Aries energy. This is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you, and you have the Scarab with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so the way you're coming across, Libra, Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is self-sufficient, somebody who has security, financial security, other kinds of security, has enough to potentially share with others, though the nines tend to be more about being independent and having things our own way. Now, with Scarab is a card of new beginnings and change, so this would suggest... I think the way Murray Hope said it in her book was, it's a new persona. But you basically may be turning over a new leaf. There may be some aspects of you that have changed. I feel like in the recent past, perhaps things have, there may have been certain things in your life that have come to an end, maybe certain aspects of yourself that have been resolved, or certain things that have always been part of your identity that maybe you've let go of. And Scarab does indicate that some changes have been made and that there has been a new beginning. And this new beginning is going to leave you more in this place of feeling satisfied and feeling secure. So if you are not feeling that way at this moment, then rest assured that security is most definitely coming for you. Second house is Taurus energy. Taurus has to do with your finances. And we have the Knight of Wands with the Ankh. Now the Ankh, Ankh is about love. So the different possibilities here, okay, just like in the job houses, when Ankh appears here, it can mean spending money on something you love. Okay, it can be literally spending money on things related to love and sex. Okay, so you can take that if it resonates. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I imagine that's not going to apply to everybody here or a lot of people, but Ankh is or it can also be about earning money through something that is considered to be connected to either love or something aesthetic. Something I connect with Venus energy here, which would be like somebody, for example, who does hairdressing or fashion or massage or facials, or you know what I mean, like some kind of aspect that they have, or it could be you spending money on something like this. It can also just be the idea that focusing on looking at your money situation from a heart center rather than just from a strict mental calculations, or perhaps just a strictly detached, a logical facts and figures perspective. This seems to be more about the relationship to money and in terms of enjoyment of life. Now, the Knight of Wands, sometimes this indicates travel or relocation, but Knight of Wands can also indicate an energy that is very, very fast moving. The Knight wants to rush in and do something. So the only thing with the Knight of Wands that you have to be careful of is that in this very fiery energy where you're ready to kind of charge ahead and do something, maybe it's something maybe you're looking to spend money on something you love. Maybe you're maybe you're spending it on, the other possibility is you could be spending it on a lover or on somebody. The thing about the Knight of Wands is that it can be very capricious. It can change. And there could be certain aspects to the situation that in our interest in kind of diving in that maybe we're not seeing. Nonetheless, my feeling about this overall, even though I always feel with the Knights, there's always a caveat of look before you leap. I don't know why what's coming into my head here is, just jump in. Like, even if people think it's, you're being hasty or rash, I don't feel like that here. I feel like there's a sense of needing to jump in to something. So I don't know, to jump into something and to follow your heart when it comes to money. So yeah, take that as it resonates, but that's the message I'm getting with connection to that card. Third house is Gemini energy. So this is about communications, messages. If you're in your own business, this is self-employment. If you have brothers and sisters, this is also the house about your relationship to them. It can also have to do with short distance travel. We have Two of Wands with the Buckle of Isis. Okay, so Buckle of Isis indicates this is a card of sacrifices that are made or something that you give up in order to receive reward or to have something grow. And with Two of Wands, I feel like you're at a point of decision making, or at least a point of preparation. So for some of you, okay, if you're not in your own business and thinking about it or thinking about making a change to your business, maybe this is a situation where you are preparing, you are making decisions, but you're at the point where you're also being faced with the idea that there may be some kind of sacrifice, like you might have to make a financial investment. Maybe that's where the love is. Maybe that's why it's telling you to jump in and not be afraid. But that suggesting that whatever you are giving up right now is going to be rewarded. So yeah, there's definitely this sense here that you are at the point of you're preparing for the next step here. So this if this has to do with business, then yeah, that would be the kind of preparations and thinking about what kind of sacrifices you might have to make to move ahead. If it simply has to do with communications, then this does seem like there have been communications about something where decisions have to be made, where you're preparing for something, or where you are prepared now to take the next step with something and to make the appropriate sacrifices. But again, whatever work is put in here is something that is rewarded. Fourth house is Cancer energy. Cancer is about the home, the family, about your environment, your mother in particular, but strong ancestral vibes here and strong connections to home, whether it's your physical home or your sense of being at home. Okay, so we have Anubis with the Seven of Wands. Now, this is interesting because it seems like there could be a family situation here where you feel like you need to establish your boundaries and stand your ground. This suggests the Anubis has a lot to do with negotiation. So sometimes this comes up when we feel like we have to be diplomatic with people and try to handle a situation, carefully, strategically, rather than just outright saying something or, blurting something out or starting a conflict. This is more about trying to peacefully negotiate something. But Seven of Wands is about standing your ground. So there's the implication here that something probably connected to family here, where maybe you feel like you're being criticized or put upon. And there's a suggestion here that Anubis not only brings protection in these situations, but it also may be about you setting boundaries, protecting yourselves, but also not exploding and getting angry. This is more about you standing your ground, but doing so in kind of a firm, diplomatic way. This can also mean, if we're talking about a physical home, there could be a decision to move for some of you watching this. And in which case, again, if there's any kind of opposition to that, this would be the idea that you know what's right for you and you need to stand your ground. So take it as it resonates, but I feel more like the protection angle, given that the Seven of Wands is also about protection, that this may be more what we're looking at here. Okay, fifth house is Leo energy, so creativity, children, love affairs. Again, take what applies and leave what doesn't. But you have Horus with the Ace of Chalices. Okay, so this, for some of you, this does mean new love. And Horus is Leo energy, so this could literally be somebody who's a Leo. Generally, the kinds of relationships we see in the fifth house are fun ones. So this could be, starting to date somebody. Maybe it's somebody who's recognizing you or somebody who's very recognized. Certainly, Horus has very, very strong creative energy connected to it. And so this could also be, again, it's not about a love affair. This could indicate a new creative project with Horus here. And so, that might be why we have the Ankh here. You might have a chance to create and produce something that people will recognize and that you love, and that, you're being recognized for that. But the aces, of course, bring new things. For some people, this may also mean the birth of a child, because the aces can indicate new life coming in, and this would have a strong family vibe to it in this case with Horus. So maybe there's new children coming in somewhere. Again, take it as it resonates. That's not necessarily the interpretation here. But for those of you looking for love, yes, this does seem like this would indicate somebody who's very attractive and very popular. That could be the partner. That could be you. I feel like this is more you. And that there may be some kind of a new relationship potentially in the offing here. Offing, or something that may get started. But either way, there's definitely a strong energy of somebody who is attractive, charismatic, very much well liked by people. There's a very strong friendship card. Maybe this is even somebody who is a friend who becomes a lover. That's possible here as well. Sixth house is Virgo energy, and Virgo is about health, your health and healing, your job if you are employed. It can also be the house of worry and anxiety. Sometimes has to do with pets as well, so you can decide if the meanings here apply to that. But we have Osiris with the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, so we have a strong sense of stability here. Queen of Pentacles would be focused on what's safe, secure, and familiar. So I feel like right now you may be having some concerns about security, or maybe you have had some concerns. Maybe with a job, maybe you're feeling safe and secure in a job and don't really want to make a change. Or maybe you found a new job that makes you feel that way. Whatever it is, there's definitely a sense here of just wanting. There's a sense of routine. Well, and of course, this is the house of routine as well. So I feel like you sort of have a stable and settled routine right now. I mean, we are seeing these changes that may be coming in, but for right now, it just seems like on the job front, like you may have something. Queen of Pentacles is certainly very good for money, so this might be something that is making you enough money. But Osiris has a very steady energy to it. It's like putting down roots with something. It's also a card of leadership, so it's quite possible that somebody here is going to be called to take a leadership role in a job or in a certain position. With regard to health, again, this would be suggesting things are stable and solid and good. When I see Pentacle cards, again, the only thing it would suggest in terms of maintenance would be obviously paying attention to diet, exercise, and all the normal things. But there's definitely no issues that are being shown here if you are somebody who is concerned about health. It does seem like a stable situation. If somebody has a long-term illness, then this would be saying, things are kind of stable and staying where they are for right now. Seventh house is your own energy, Libra energy, so partnerships. Usually of a legal nature, because you have the scales of justice with Libra. So you could talking about marriages, you're talking about business partnerships, anything that involves contracts or something of a business nature. And you have Earth with the Six of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, again, you have this leadership element here. So this could be taking the lead on a particular partnership. You could be, there's this sense of recognition like we have down here. Earth can indicate somebody who is an Earth sign, or it can, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but it can also be somebody who just it could either be somebody who's financially well off or has money. But oftentimes when I see Earth in the seventh house position, it's something that's growing slowly and steadily. It's not something that, just comes rushing in and happens all at once. So this is an area, certainly here and in the sixth house, we're definitely seeing this energy of taking it slow, peaceful continuity. And for some of you, this may mean that maybe there's a partnership you're interested in. If you are interested in somebody and want to know whether or not it's going to become a more significant partnership, this is basically saying, slow and steady wins the race, more or less. And Six of Wands, again, there's this idea of victory with the Six of Wands, of recognition, of being recognized as a leader, as having an accomplishment. So whether this is you, if you are married, this could refer to your partner. It could refer to a time that's just very, very settled, or maybe where you and your partner are focused very much on practical affairs. But there's definitely a mode of accomplishment here. Or if it's not a marriage partner, a business partner, or whatever. Could also be a financial contract that you score that will be lucrative. So again, it's going to be different for everybody watching this. Take what resonates and leave the rest. 8th house is Scorpio energy, so transformations, endings, beginnings, and joint financial situations. Okay, so we have Urias here with the 5 of chalices. Now this 5 of chalices here is interesting because usually we see the person staring at the 2 chalices that, mourning the 2 chalices that are spilled while there's still 2 behind him. In this particular deck, the chalices are all being dropped into the water. So there's definitely a sense that there is some kind of past situation that you need to let go of. And with Urias here, this is a card of surprises, okay? So there could be unexpected things coming with Urias. Now, for some people, and this is very specific, some of you may become very interested in esoteric matters, occult magic, things like that. That is another element of the 8th house, and Urias is a card, at least at one of its levels, that deals with occult adeptship and things like that. So some of you may have an interest in delving into those kinds of mysteries. I mean, again, does not have to be the meaning in this house, but there is a strong magical component to this. If that is not what applies, and probably for most people it won't be, then this would definitely indicate that you should expect the unexpected. I think that's the best way to put it. And with this 5 of chalices, it's definitely advising you to let go of past emotions, past things, past grief that maybe has been, it's time to let go of the past because some unexpected future is coming your way. Something that's going to change the course of things. And it's not something that you see right now, okay? But it's going to come in as a surprise. But but the word that comes to mind is opportunity here. So this is an opportunity. This is not a negative. Urias sometimes can indicate hidden enemies and things like that, but I'm not feeling that here with this. I'm feeling like, yeah, there's going to be some unexpected thing, and perhaps that unexpected thing is going to help you to let go of the past and move on to something new. So yeah, take that as it resonates. Okay, 9th house, Sagittarius energy, expanding your horizons, Jupiter energy, so long distance travel, educating yourself further, whether it be going back to college, university for a degree, or whether it means, certifying yourself in something or taking courses. Can also have to do with deeper thought, philosophy, religion, and religious institutions. Educational institutions are all part of this house. Also, Sagittarius energy has to do with freedom and independence. So we have the 10 of chalices with the pyramid card. So 10 of chalices is great. This is a card of wishes granted. This is a card of community, okay? Finding your tribe and finding happiness within a group. And it's interesting because we're seeing the Ankh here. We're seeing the Ace of chalices here. So it could well be for some of you that there's a person who you love who is at a distance from you, okay? And this might bode well for, being able to build a life together. Of course, we do have it with pyramids, so this does seem to indicate that this may be something that's happening over time. And this does have to do with the long-distance relationship. Remember that we have this idea of building something here in the 7th house. And the number 5 seems to be significant. We have 14 here with the Earth card. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 2 plus 3 is also 5 on the pyramid card. So we have this 5 energy. We have 5 energy here too, actually. 5 energy can be the idea that wishes are granted, but right now there may be a struggle. You may be struggling with insecurities. You may be struggling with letting go of the past. You may be letting go of habit patterns and things. You know what I mean? There's some kind of a test situation, and pyramid definitely indicates something happening over a period of time or in time. So it feels like there's a wish that's going to be granted here, whether it's regard to I don't know, something maybe you want to explore, maybe if you want to go back to school or learn something or do something, or whether or not this has to do with something happening at a distance. There definitely seems to be a wish that's going to be fulfilled, but it is something that may take some time and may have a few challenges along the way, but those are more like the test situations that we have, and ultimately pyramid means good news in the end, so that's good. 10th house, Capricorn energy. Cap energy is about career, fame, reputation, potentially the father. Okay, so you have Isis with the devil. Now the devil, devil is Capricorn energy in the Capricorn house, so that's actually not a negative thing. But the devil often shows up when we are attached to something or we are attached to the idea of something. Isis is strong mother energy, but it may also be a vibe of nurturing or caring. This could be caring for yourself. This could have to do with doing healing work with others. or being in some kind of a situation where you are caring for others or showing, again, there's this strong nurturing energy with Isis. I know Isis sometimes is connected to the high priestess, so you have that sense of unveiling the mystery. But in Cartouche, Isis tends to have more of a strong mother vibe to it. It can also indicate something you have to persevere with, but you have to do so patiently. And it's interesting because in the job house, you have this idea of kind of putting down roots and establishing security here. And then we have this idea of patience here. And the devil, again, is more earth energy that we're seeing. But I feel like, yeah, like there's... So as far as the job goes, if we're relating job and career here, if you do have a job, and then if I also look at the self-employment house, okay, so this is just one way of potentially looking at this for somebody, especially if you're somebody who's thinking about changing careers or making some kind of a change. I feel like right now there's a job that's making decent money that you're good at, you're okay with. You are preparing maybe to make a change, maybe to go into your own business and make a sacrifice. But you may have this devil energy that says, well, yeah, but I can't give up the security I have of this, and I feel like while having security is fine, you don't want to fall into a habit pattern that's going to end up restricting you. This is like has to do with dependency or attachment. So I feel like there may be a job, some kind of limitation that you're imposing on yourself because of an attitude or a thought or a belief that actually you may be dependent on this over here. But I feel like for some of you, I feel like somebody's being encouraged to go in a new direction. Again, to be patient, to persevere patiently, to nurture something or to tend to something, to make it grow. And yeah, like you're in this preparation stage. You have this Two of Wands down here. For some of you, I do feel like this is striking it out on your own, either going into your own business or, yeah, and especially with this doing what you love kind of a thing showing up in the second house. Some of you are getting ready to get out of, dead-end jobs or maybe even careers that have been very successful for a long time, but maybe now it's time to do something else. Okay, 11th house, Aquarian energy. Friendships, your social networks, business networks, your goals, your destiny, like what you're trying to manifest. Okay, so we have Hathor with the Two of Swords. Okay, Hathor can indicate a female friend in the house of friendship. It also has to do with all things that are feminine or that are traditionally connected to femininity. So things having to do with domestic crafts, making a home. It can have to do, as I said here, for some of you, this may have to do with aesthetics, with fashion, with something connected to beauty, like hairdressing or esthetician or something like that. All of that's possible. Maybe there's some connection to that with in terms of your goals. Now, again, that may be true for some of you. That's just a very specific interpretation. But Hathor is strong female energy. So for a lot of you, this will be a female friend or a female in your network who may be a person who's going to be an asset to you or is going to figure in somehow in an important way. Now, with Two of Swords, this is a card of indecision. So I feel like as far as your goals go, with this Two of Wands energy down here and a lot of this earth energy that wants to slow grow, I feel like there's an indecision here. Like you're kind of like, this is a truce card. You're at an impasse. You're saying, okay, right now, it's literally the devil, It's like, okay, well, you know what? This may not be exactly where I want to be, but this is comfortable right now, and I'm not rushing to make a decision on something. So I don't know. I feel like in terms of moving ahead with your goals or even what I never like to think that people are quote unquote meant to do something, but if you're moving towards where the universe is pushing you, let's say, I feel like there's going to be this female energy here that's going to be pushing you in that direction. So whether this is a friend or whether this is just connected to some other aspect of, again, there's strong Empress energy. We have Isis here and we have the Empress. Like maybe there's something that you're growing and moving towards. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a strong female component involved here. Whether that be a person, whether that be a family or a friend or somebody that you network with. 12th house is Pisces energy. And Pisces is what you're afraid of, what you keep hidden, what's repressed. And you have Seth here. So yes, we definitely have this energy of feeling independent. You have this new persona. There's this idea of you've got a fertile grounds for building something new, establishing security, doing things slow and steady. But there's also the sense of standing your ground with a family situation and needing to let go of the sorrow of the past and past situations, that's needing to drop them. But Seth may indicate here that there is a lot of hidden anxiety or repressed anxiety, or at least anxiety that you're not showing people. And you have it with Nephthys. So this anxiety has to do with what has not manifested yet. Nephthys is a card connected to the 12th house because it's Piscean energy, or it's Neptunian energy. There's this idea here that you are, that something is, that you're, how do I want to put it? You are, what you're afraid of is what you don't know. You're afraid of what isn't clear to you. Okay, this card doesn't, there's not a clarity with Nephthys. It's like, okay, there's something around the corner, but it hasn't come yet and I can't see it. So there may be worries about whether it's going to manifest or how it's going to manifest. And you have the Six of Pentacles here. So the Six of Pentacles has to do with charity. So it's either with giving to somebody else, or with either you giving to someone or someone giving to you. So this could be a situation where maybe you're worried about having to give too much of yourself, because really Six of Pentacles demands equal give and take. Okay. Some decks call this is coming into my head, some decks call this the card of compromise. So it may be that you're worried that in order to do what you want, or maybe you aren't, in a certain sense, know that unconsciously that you are compromising who you are. You may be sitting here saying, yes, but this is stable, secure, this feels good. I don't really need to make a change from this. Yes, I could jump ahead in this thing. Maybe I'll do it one day. I don't know. I'm not decided because I can't, because the outcome is not clear to me and I'm worried that it's going to be a disaster. But Six of Pentacles has to do with equal give and take. There may be those who are willing to help you, and you may be able to help others. And there may be concerns too about taking too much from other people. But you have this Knight of Wands energy down here, and like I think I said in the beginning, I feel like that's a sense of, there's something, maybe there is somebody who wants to help you, and maybe you're afraid, like, no, I don't want to be dependent, I don't want to owe anybody. But this may be saying there's something that you just have to go for. Maybe it's this female energy here. I don't know. Again, it could be different for everybody. Overall, we have the Sphinx card, which is, this is a card of waiting and seeing, okay? Secrets being revealed, truths being revealed. But I feel like right now, yeah, you're definitely on the verge of a lot of changes here. But again, this may have come up for you before, Libra, but I feel like with Urias here, I feel like there's some changes around the corner. You have Urias and you have Nephthys. There's changes that are going to be around the corner that are going to change the whole playing field of what you're doing. So right now it may be saying, look, everything's secure. You can stay where you are right now, but there's going to be a point at which you have to make a decision and break an old habit pattern. Right now you're kind of waiting. And with the Strength card here, you're kind of, there's definitely the sense of trying to do the ethical thing, trying to do the right thing. And maybe just showing strength and staying in a situation. But of course, when this card comes up, there is the implication that there is a bit of a struggle with something. So I do feel like with this, like there is an attachment here that, you're basically convinced yourself that it's fine, that it's okay, in some fashion. But I feel like you are meant to be moving on. Like the fact that you have the Ten of Chalices in this kind of expansive, far away or energy, or has something having to do with changing or learning something new. The fact that we have this new persona coming up here. You're changing and your life's going to change with you. But right now I feel like you're waiting for everything to come into play. And with Urias here, this definitely says to me, something's going to be coming in that you're not expecting, and that's going to change the playing field for you. But in a good way. That's not a negative change. The Seth shows up in the house of fear. So this is more about what you're worried about and not about what's actual. So let's pull an essential oil oracle card for you, Libra. Okay, and the card that flipped for you is sandalwood oil. So let me read what that says. The main word here on the card is awareness. And the trigger statement is, I never get what I want. The true statement is, I am a powerful creator. Listen to your inner voice, release your ideas of the outcome you wish to see, and trust that you are aligned with the universe. Wow. Okay. So that may be what it is. It may be that you want to make a change, that you're building something. Maybe you're not clear how that's going to happen. The devil may that hopelessness of well, I'm stuck where I am. But this is saying something's coming in, and just trust that the universe is going to bring you what you need to make the changes that you need to make. So for right now, yes, stay the course for right now. There's going to be some opportunity. And it could be, I'm going to rethink the Knight of Wands here a little bit. This could actually be saying, at least for the moment, don't rush into something. But I feel like ultimately it is telling you that you're going to jump and just say, heck with it. I'm just going to jump in and do it. But for the moment, there may still be more things being revealed here. So give it a little more time, but I do feel like decisions are definitely going to be coming to the fore here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. Be safe, and we'll see you in the next video.